Alright guys, this is opening day of gun season here in Georgia. I'm on the property that we call the 40, and it's a buck that's got scrapes on under every tree over here. Every tree that's overhanging coming in, he's got it scrape up under it. And he's got one big tree up there that he's got just rubbed up and everything's fresh. So I decided to come over here because I plowed up my food plot just yesterday. So, it's nothing out there for him to be attracted to, but I'm sure some acorns in the woods somewhere. But we're gonna sit over here and see if we can't catch up with that big deer. I don't know what size he is. If he's the same one from last year, he's pretty good. And if that's the same one, he should be way bigger than he was last year. So it's a dominant buck over here that's claiming this territory. I guarantee you that. And I hadn't put out any cameras over here, so I don't have any pictures or know what is actually really doing it. But we're gonna go ahead and quiet down and see what comes by. We're gonna do some calling. I got my grunt call and everything, cause it's been cool here in the last week or so here in Georgia. I mean, getting down to like 50 at night, which some people up north might think that's crazy, but here in Georgia, 50 is getting down kind of low. So, all right, so let's sit back and see what comes through. Alright guys, just a little update. I just had a spike come probably 10 yards off from on the bottom of the stand here. But when he caught wind of me, he looked up at me and he just walked off. He didn't know what was going on. But I tried to get the camera around and video it, but he was too far off by that time. But like I said, I've seen 2 deer so far. I've seen probably, looks like it was like a 4-pointer come through way up in the up close to the food plot area up there, and I was not able to video him because he came by so quick, and plus it's a whole bunch of trees in the way. But well, it's been a lot of shots this morning. It's only 8:30. I've been here since probably about 7:30, so I've been here about an hour, seen 2 deers already. So Should be pretty good morning. Hopefully that big buck come out. That's what I'm waiting on. But we'll check back in with you guys in a little while. About 10:30. I hadn't seen anything else since those two deers I seen earlier this morning. The wind is starting to pick up, and hopefully that rain's coming in before we can get some rain on these food plots. So, but I got probably 4 cameras I want to put out, and I want to show you guys how that deer has been rubbing and scraping and everything just up the trail here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pack up and get down, and we'll go put these cameras out. All right, guys, this cedar tree right here, that buck scraped that up, rubbed that up just not too long ago, because yesterday when I seen it, it was real bright, just like he had done it the night before, but can't be more than 2 days old. But he's got a scrape up on the tree right here that he does every year. You know, it's an old rub on there. It's an old rub line behind these trees right here. But if we spin around, this up on this other cedar tree, he's got a scrape right here, an older scrape right here, and just on the other side right here, he's got 2 more scrapes right here. And these are just, you know, a couple of the few. When we go back on up that way, I'll show you about 7, 8 more of them. But we're gonna put out this camera. I want to see him doing that rub over there on that tree. And so I'm gonna put this camera on this cedar tree right here, facing that other cedar tree that he rubs on. So we're just gonna set that up. Always tie your straps up so they don't hang. That way it won't draw attention when it's flapping in the wind. The deers won't look at it as much. Because you're trying to hide this camera just as much as you're trying to hide yourself. So we got that nice and tight to the tree. I like to do videos, so I'm gonna turn this camera on. All you do is slide out the little holster, open the back up here, and turn the video on to 30 seconds. And in 30 seconds it will start recording, because I already set the time and year and all that good stuff. And I do have a cord in it. And the seal on this camera is coming off. Need some super glue. Get your butt on there. Get on there. It'll be all right. So we're just looking at the camera, make sure it's not tilted. It is kind of tilted with that tree. All right, that'll be okay. So we want to go to the next one. I got another cutty back here that I'm thinking I want to look at this whole little area right here, see what's coming out of that cut right there. If I can just catch that buck. I mean, if he looks at this camera, you know, it may be too late for him to look at this other camera. So I'm gonna set this camera up right here on this tree, facing that area. I know it might seem like an overkill, but when I'm getting on a buck, this is what I do. I overload the place up with cameras to try to get his pattern. I mean, most time it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it spooks them, you know. I'm not saying it doesn't, but this is the best technique that I have for me. Oh, this strap is rotten. And we turn this one on the same way. This camera needs to be propped up because you can see it's facing down. And normally what I do, I just get a stick. Just get a stick and prop it up under the bottom of it. And now it's facing even. Now I want to see where it's aiming at. Trying to cover this whole general area. I'm gonna leave it be. Okay, and the other scrape, he's got a scrape up under this tree where he's been digging. Then he's got a scrape right here beside it. And like I said, we only 25 yards away from the other scrapes. Then he got a scrape up under this tree, a little small one that he started. And he's got more scrapes up the trail here, but I'm gonna put out this old spy point. I like to put the camera on this tree right here, looking up under these trees, because over the years they scrape all up under these cedar trees. And it's another scrape over here up under this cedar tree. So he's got this place rubbed up and scraped up. So he's definitely the dominant buck around here. Well, as long as they got a competition going on and everybody's trying to put their 2 cents in it, I don't know, but with these cameras I'm gonna find out. Like they say, the camera don't lie, so
I'm gonna find out what's going on. See, I like to keep the straps nice and tight to the tree. And like I said, these spy points probably every bit of 6 years old. I mean, I barely use them anymore, but when I want to camera bomb an area, I have to pull them out and see if they work. Some of them work, some of them don't. So I tested this one last night and it worked. So he gets to go in the game today. Hopefully it works good. Make sure it's lined up where I want it. Alright. Alright, like I said, we got that scrape up under that tree. I'm gonna count these on the video for you guys. There's a scrape up under this cedar tree. It's a nice one too. There's a scrape up under this cedar tree. It's a little older rub on that tree. But it was a scrape up under this limb right here until I plowed it up yesterday. So that's another one. That's another scrape up on the tree. Right here, you can barely see it, but it is a scrape. Hanging up under this overhanging limb right there. But it's 1 or 2 more up the trail here. When we go out, we'll go look at those. But I got this other spy point. It's the low glow with the black LEDs. I've never really liked this camera. It never shows good at night. I think those black glow LEDs is not the best invention. But we're gonna go to the back food plot. And I normally put a camera on this cedar tree over here, facing this little trail that comes out right there. It's one that comes out over here too, but I think that one they use more. So I'm gonna put a camera on this cedar tree facing that way. Like I said, I got it on video. All I gotta do is turn it on. Make sure she's facing the right way. I think that's good enough. And this ground just plowed up real nice. I hope hope it rained, cause it sprinkled a little bit yesterday, and it's cloudy as heck today. So hopefully it rains. If not, tomorrow before I leave, I'm gonna have to come over here and drag this, so the birds don't eat it all up. Oh, I just seen another scrape over here on this side of this cedar tree bunch here. I don't see a scrape, but I just see a lot of droppings. So right up under here, I could see the scrapes in there where his tip of his paws have been hitting the ground, but he hadn't got it in there good. But that's another one. That's another scrape up under this tree. There's a spider in my way. Get out of here. There's another scrape right here on the other side of this tree. There's a lot of them. Almost every tree that's overhanging in a trail or road, he's got a scrape on it. Uh-oh. Spider web. Didn't see the spider that time. That's a scrape, an old one, up on the, what's that, a little maple tree or something. That's an older scrape up under this tree. I think that's all of them that I seen going in anyway. But we'll pick these back up over at my food plot.